Hi, first grade. I'm so excited for today's lesson. We're going to be learning about contractions. Say that word with me. Contractions. Contractions. That is a big word. It's so big that you might even have to tell your parents what a contraction is. So, I'm going to hook up the document camera. I don't know if this was one of the things that you got or if it's just for you to watch me show you. But it looks like this, and it has the Band-Aids at the bottom. I already cut it. So if you don't have it, you get to watch me, and then we can do the next one together. So let me hook up the document camera. A contraction is when you combine two words to make one word. For example, I'm. The contraction has an apostrophe. I'm is the same thing as saying I am. Another contraction might be I'll, like I'll go to the store. Oops. I'll is the contraction for I will. Like I will go to the store. I'll go to the store. So let's try and figure out if we can make contractions from these words here on this worksheet. All right. Did not. Did not. I did not steal the cookie from the cookie jar. Did not becomes didn't. I didn't take the cookie from the cookie jar. So, I cut off some Band-Aids here that was at the bottom of the sheet. If you have this worksheet too, you're going to take a Band-Aid and just quickly cut it out. The Band-Aid is like the apostrophe. So did not becomes didn't. Actually, it's probably upside down. I didn't steal the cookie from the cookie jar. So anytime we have contractions, we are taking out the O. It's like we're crossing it off and replacing it with an apostrophe, or in this case, a Band-Aid. Maybe you want to put real Band-Aids over your contractions. I would love to use real Band-Aids for my contractions, but I used them all up last week when I had those ouches all over my face. So, I don't get to today, but maybe you can. So let's do the next one. Do not. Do not take the cookie from the cookie jar. Do not becomes what new word? I'm going to cut out my Band-Aid. Did you figure it out? What new word does it make? It covers up the O. Do not becomes don't. Don't take the cookie from the cookie jar. All right, let's see if we can get the next one. Can not. You cannot take a cookie from the cookie jar. Cannot becomes what new word? We're going to cover up this O. Did you figure it out? This one's tricky. It becomes can't. You can't take the cookie from the cookie jar. But can't is it also, the apostrophe takes out both the N and the O. So it looks like this. C-A-N apostrophe T. And I'll spell the other ones for you. D-I-D-N apostrophe T. D-O-N apostrophe T. Don't. Alright, here's the next one. Is not. Miss Borcherding is not going to take a cookie from the cookie jar. Is not becomes what new word? If we cover up the O with a Band-Aid. Is not becomes isn't. Miss Borcherding isn't going to take a cookie from the cookie jar. Alright, there's one more. Do you think we can figure it out? Has not. Has not becomes what new word? Miss Borcherding has not taken the cookie from the cookie jar. If we cover up this O, the new word that we created is hasn't. Hasn't. Alright, if you have this worksheet at home, you might notice that you have one Band-Aid left. This Band-Aid is for you to come up with a new contraction. Maybe you can come up with a word like you will. Remember when we talked about, I'm going to move this. Do you remember when I wrote the word I will to become I'll? What do you think would happen if you wrote you will? It becomes you'll. You'll steal the cookie from the cookie jar. Another word might be there it is. You are. Our last Band-Aid covers up the vowel to become your. Like you're not going to steal that cookie. I'm so glad that you are having as much of a fun time as I am with contractions. There's one last thing that we're going to do with contractions. So I'm going to erase everything. I'm going to put this off to the side. And we have this worksheet. The directions are to glue the contraction to the correct word pair. So let's look at this first one. Hill. Can you use the word hill in a sentence? Hill what? Heel. Well, it might be easier to figure out what the contraction for heel is, or what words make heel. He what? He will. It's almost like the contraction, or the band-aid, went over the W and the I. He will. One sentence for he'll might be, he'll never steal the cookie from the cookie jar. Let's do one more together and then, you're also going to glue that down. Let's do one more together. Didn't. Can you come up with a sentence for didn't? The two words that make didn't are did not. I hope you had fun making contractions with me. Making new words is always fun. So, find where the other 6 words will go, and maybe you can teach your parents what a contraction means. Have fun!